name is Courtney Valenzuela. I'm the field support representative here at Cerule. Recently, we've received a number of emails with questions about Cerule. Who is Cerule? What's the Cerule culture? What products does Cerule have? And so I've rounded up 3 gentlemen that I think that can answer these questions for you. With me today, I have Jonathan Lester, Christian Drapeau, and Greg Newman. How are you guys doing today?
Great, doing pretty good.
Good. Are we ready to get started?
Let's go.
The very first question, pretty simple. Who is Cerule?
Well, let me take a stab at that. Cerule was founded in 1999, and I founded it with my dad. He ran it for years, building the company based on the AFA that is such a wonderful product that we get out of Klamath Lake, and early on started to see the benefit of what that product could do for health for people around the world. And so he started looking at ways that they can actually make the product even more potent by isolating compounds in the AFA, extracting those compounds, and creating unique and special products. That this is, something that Christian started with early on with my dad, and they actually created a product called Stem Enhance. It was created here. The research was done here. All of the clinical studies were done here. The patent was filed from here. And it's been the product that we've been making for over a decade now.
To make that story short, AFA had a great value in the marketplace a number of years ago. Then there's a point around 1998, 1999, 2000, when the value of AFA had come down because of all kinds of stories. But I had seen what the product could really do in people's health. So with Howard, the mission that we had was to relaunch AFA, reintroduce AFA in the marketplace based on research. And as we started to research PEA, phycocyanin, and all these different things, we stumbled on the data on stem cells and the whole concept. So everything was created. Cerule is where everything was created in terms of the stem cell concept, the theory of stem cell renewal and repair, and then Stem Enhance, the patents and everything. Everything was done here. So we're sort of coming back here to where everything started.
Great. Our next question we have is, Cerule is launching. What are the products that Cerule is launching, and what is the overall product strategy?
Okay. We just talked about Stem Enhance and the patents and everything. This is the core product that we're launching. Now, since that time, science has continued, research has continued. It has been published in the scientific literature that fucoidan from Undaria pinnatifida, wakame, is also having an effect on stem cells. So we blend it with Stem Enhance. But we also have another sort of novel ingredient, and this is the work of both Howard and Greg. When I left Desert Lake Technologies at the time, we had started to work on phycocyanin. And what they discovered is that as you do this extraction of phycocyanin, there's another ingredient that comes out from spirulina, NAFA as well. But the work here is done with spirulina. There's another compound that comes out. And when that compound, which is yellow actually, when we looked at that compound alone and we feed this compound to people, we can see a very interesting balancing of cytokines in the bloodstream that really supports the release and the migration of stem cells as well. So we're bringing now this novel ingredient, blending it with Stem Enhance and fucoidan, and that's Stem Enhance Ultra, which is, I think, the novel cutting edge here in terms of stem cell research. When we release stem cells, we all know they need to circulate. So we also have a product called Plasma Flow, which is a blend of fibrinolytic enzymes and antioxidants. Really that simple, but strong antioxidants. Something stronger than what we have done before. And the third product, which is really a novel thing here, and it's something that I've been talking about for years, which is when you release stem cells, the one thing that will prevent their work in the body is inflammation. If you've got inflammation everywhere, you feel it when you have it like in your knee, you get knee pain, or in your back, or whatever. But what you don't feel is when you have it in your arteries, in your lung, in your liver. So systemic inflammation, small inflammation that you don't know of, everywhere, really messes up with the ability of stem cells to do their job in the body. So it was shown actually that phycocyanin extracted from either AFA or spirulina, but we do it from spirulina, has a very, very strong effect in calming overall systemic inflammation. So the third product is Cyactive, which is a concentrate of phycocyanin from spirulina. So this forms really the core trio product that really release stem cells, support the circulation, and support their ability to identify which part of the body needs repair.
And just like all the other products that we've done from the very beginning, it's backed by all kinds of science. We've done 4 human clinical studies on Cyactive. We know what it's doing in the body. We know which of the cytokines it's upregulating, downregulating, and it's a highly effective inflammation management tool for managing whole body inflammation. And a lot of the things you were talking about, we call silent inflammation because you don't know it's existing. Like you said, you know it when it exists in your knee, but you don't feel it when it's existing in your cardio system, for instance. And the basis of so many diseases that we suffer from is because of the silent inflammation.
And that's published. That's the other beautiful things. This is work that has been done over the past 10 years that I was actually not even aware of. And when I arrived here, they showed me all the work that had been done, and a number of those studies are published in the scientific literature. So these products are coming out already backed by published studies. So which is really, if anything, the how could I say, the not the history, but the
one of the core
culture,
values.
exactly, the culture of
Yeah.
Cerule
Yeah.
is research-based products.
I mean, Zedi, that speaks a little to our 3 launch products, but do we want to sketch a little bit of the landscape as to where we think we're going?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I truly believe, and when I have the time to really make that case, I think it's a very convincing case that stem cells are really the cornerstone of health. There is research published over the past, I would say, 5 to 8 years, really showing that when people lose their health, they have fewer stem cells than people who are healthy. There's a direct link with fewer stem cells in the bloodstream and the development of various problems. But stem cells is not everything. There's other things in the body. There's other parts and systems in the body that also need support. So once we have this core aspect on stem cells, then we also need to develop product for joint health, cardiovascular system, mitochondrial function, brain support, sleep, hormonal balance, skin care, telomere,
gut balance.
intestinal flora, digestive enzymes. So there are many aspects of human health that also need support. So we have a fairly aggressive product development strategy, not to lead to 300 products, but to lead to whatever the number of products will be to really address all the various aspects of human health with the general desire or outcome, if I can say, that if somebody takes all of these, then that person's health is optimal. That's the goal.
I realize that this next question may be difficult without a whiteboard, but can you describe for us the compensation plan?
It's yours.
Yeah, sure. I'll have a stab at that. And you're right. I wish we had somewhere we could write. But, Court, we wanted to try and learn from so many of the experiences we've had before in this industry when developing a compensation plan. So first thing is we like to call it the pay plan, not the compensation plan internally. Secondly, we were really, really keen to make sure it was super simple. There's nothing worse than IBOs having to spend half their time learning the comp plan and then the other half of their time trying to explain it to people. So we were very keen from the beginning that our plan was simple, that it was easy to learn and even easier to teach. And that meant that we tried right from the beginning to get this comp plan or pay plan condensed onto one piece of paper, because we felt if we could get there, it would make it so much easier for our IBOs to learn and to teach. So the decisions we made was we would go for a very simple uni-level pay plan. But we wanted to incorporate certain aspects of modern dynamic uni-levels that make sure that they are fair, that they reward people who are working, and that they help people achieve the financial goals they have from their independent business, whether those goals are 100, 200, 300 bucks a month, or whether they want to make a very, very substantial income in this business. So what did we do? Well, we went uni-level. We incorporated full dynamic compression throughout the plan, which means that all volume counts and all volume gets paid. The next thing we did was we wanted to make sure that qualification in the plan was so simple. It's really about volume. And so we eliminated all of the obstacles, all of the gotchas, all of the little tricks and hooks that we see in some other businesses that make it difficult for people to qualify for a commission check. We got rid of all of those. And then we added what we think are pretty innovative matching bonuses. Because one of the cultures we wanted to create at Cerule was a culture of genuine teamwork, of genuine mentoring of your people. And so baked into the cake, baked into the pay plan, are incentives that incentivize our IBOs to really work with the people they bring to the company. So not only through the normal commissions, but through a matching bonus on their first 3 levels, which really incentivizes teamwork. And then for those who wanted to build a truly substantial business with us and truly enviable income, we created 2 global bonus pools that pay out a significant percentage of our total global sales revenue to people who qualify. And so that's the opportunity to earn some truly significant income. But of course we wanted to be able to spend time with our IBOs and to have opportunities to do some pretty special things. So the final thing we did is we baked into the pay plan 2 remarkable incentive trips which take place annually. And those trips will take our IBOs at 50K level or at President's Club level to some truly remarkable destinations annually where we get to spend some time with them, have a lot of fun, and really get to know each other. So we worked real hard at, as I said, removing some of the complexities, removing the obstacles, and making it super simple to achieve whatever it is your financial goals are with your Cerule business.
That's great. Next one, this is a bit of a broad question, but why Cerule?
You know, let me start.
Yes, go ahead.
Because, I guess we all have some past experience.
Yeah.
I found myself in a place in my life where I could have done something else. But at the same time, within this network marketing or relationship marketing, we like to call it relationship marketing. Within this whole world of relationship marketing, I have had so much rewarding, it's beyond rewarding. Some of my best friends, I've met them through relationship marketing. Some of the greatest experience, the greatest impact that I have had in people's life was through relationship marketing. I have seen what this model can really do. I've also seen the ugliness of what this channel can do. And I have learned one thing. I have learned that people are always good when we start. It's just that things happen that slowly derail, the adventure, and then it brings it to a place where nobody likes, what is happening in their life. And it's all because the relationship at the very beginning, at the basis, the relationship is not built to maintain a strong culture, to nourish that culture, to really do work to nourish the unity with the team, the unity with the field. All this work that normally you don't spend time doing. It's like a marriage, You need to spend time maintaining it. Well, it's the same thing. When you spend time maintaining this, then whatever happened, you can face it. You can resolve it, you can move forward. So why Cerule? To me, it's just that I have seen the beauty and the wonderful, the extraordinary that can be done with relationship marketing. And I would like to really provide a platform when we can really take this extraordinary and really push it even further, build it, and really make it into something that really anybody who comes can then bring and experience is extraordinary in their own lives. So, it really...
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. The thing I would add is as we started kind of brainstorming, all right, what is really the goal here. I mean, obviously when you build a company, you care about sales, you care about profits, you care about expenses, and that's always the case. But the reason that I jumped in with you on this is exactly what you're talking about, because we have an opportunity to actually build into people and create something that's truly special. And so we started trying to map that out. You know, what does that look like? What are we really trying to do? And we came up with this concept of the 5 pillars of health, and helping people to build extraordinary lives. And what that meant to us was that we help people build healthy bodies. We help people build healthy minds. We help people build healthy finances. And, as we've been talking about a lot, relationships. Also, we want to help people build healthy communities. And really, if you look at all of our lives and kind of what we've been doing for years and years, we've been, each of us, involved in various aspects of doing that. Just naturally, it's who we are. And so we wanted that, who we really are, that to come into the culture of Cerule. And that's why we're heading this direction. That's why we're going after creating something truly different in relationship marketing. And that, I think, is what sets us apart from a lot of the other guys that are out there.
You know, in various business settings I've been in before, when you talk about the importance of discussing and being together and making sure the relationship itself is strong, these things, I mean, people look at you, they listen to you, and they just think you're nuts. You know, it's just like, it's so irrelevant to a bottom line, to a budget, you know, to sales, to marketing message. It's so irrelevant. So they listen, but then suddenly it's like, okay, let's put that aside, let's get to business. And it was really refreshing here to be with people who, because of their past experience, really recognize that no, this is actually the most important of the business, because once that has been really understood and it becomes part of the culture, then you can bring anything else, whatever can happen, you can always go through it. And when you're united, there's no obstacles you cannot go through. So it was, to me, what was important, and it turned out to be what was important for both Greg and Jono, and in that way it really gelled beautifully. I'm really excited by all of this.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's that whole making a dent in the universe thing. It's leaving a legacy, and it's just making a difference, right? So, yeah, the mechanics of running a business will always be there. But I think for me, and I think the synergy we found between the three of us is we really would like to leave the planet a little different for us having been here, and to make a real impact and a difference. And to me, that's the secret sauce in this business model, is the ability to interact and intersect with so many people's lives, so that we can make a difference, right? And so that their lives and our lives are different for us having had that intersection. So I think it was wonderful to find a synergy and a common ambition.
And everything, the positive and the negative, everything that happens in our lives, if we really look at it, nothing bad happens. It's the people. This is a people's world. It's people, it's interaction, it's how we interact with people. This is what makes lives. So why Cerule? Is to really understand that reality of life and build a platform that allows people to come together and then experience their dreams.
Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and finish up with this question. In what country is Cerule launching, and what is the expansion plan?
I'll take the first part of that. We're launching in the U.S. and Canada, and we'll be also launching in New Zealand and Australia, and right behind that we'll be launching in France. As far as other launch plans and other areas, maybe you guys can talk about that.
Yeah, I think Greg's hit the launch list. We obviously have very ambitious growth plans for the company, but we're also very cautious that we need to do this in a controlled, manageable, sustainable fashion. So we're going to be focusing all of our resources on making sure that the businesses we launch in, the countries we launch in, we are successful, we are sustainable, and we are growing. And we will then continue to add markets as it makes sense. But we are going to be very deliberate, we're going to be very controlled, and we're going to ensure that our international expansion makes sense not only for us as a company, but makes sense for our independent business owners, so that we get them opportunity to have access to people in markets that make sense, and so that we're able to build a business here that really stands the test of time. That's what we're in here for. We're wanting to build a substantial business. We're wanting to build a business that is sound financially, sound operationally, and focuses very heavily on executing our strategies and our plans to perfection. There's going to be a big emphasis internally on execution. What we're going to do properly. And so that will dictate exactly how fast and where we expand.
And I think we also care a great deal about supporting our IBOs.
Yep.
And so we don't want to get so spread thin
Right.
that we can't provide the proper support in each of the markets that we're launching. And I know that you've traveled more than probably all of us combined in doing that sort of thing, being out, supporting the field. And I know that that's important to you. It's important to all of us. And I know it's something that we care a great deal about, being able to provide the proper level of support when we launch in a market.
Launching a country is not difficult. But this concept that once you've launched a country, that suddenly that country is going to just grow on its own and it's going to be a success. I think we have plenty of examples to show that it just does not work that way. So launching a country is one thing, but we need to launch it, open it with a clear plan, strategy, budget, everything, to be able to make sure that once it's launched, the people have the support that they need to really make that country really strong. And then once this has been done, then we can go to other countries. So like Jonah was saying, there is a very ambitious growth strategy, but it's going to be done with much, much more care than what we have seen in the past.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Pleasure.
Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks, Court.